Good evening, everyone. Uh, so, so this our session will revolve around startups and diversity, creating LGBTQ-friendly entrepreneurial ecosystem. In India, any identity, whether it comes through gender, caste, religion, or even sexual orientation, faces certain challenges. When we talk about LGBT community, they often face stigma, and as a result, there are increased cases of school dropouts. Challenges multiply if they belong to underprivileged caste or poor economic status. Since another form of livelihood is not easily accessible and almost all the alternatives are shut, the last resort that they have is to beg, to do sex work, or to join Badhai Toli. Connecting Dreams Foundation realized this gap and felt that the community can be aligned to an entrepreneurial venture under its flagship initiative, Transformation Career Progression Fellowship Program. And it selected few community members as a business adda fellows and provided them seed money to turn their idea into a business possibility. So our first speaker is Dr. Simi Mishra. Dr. Simi Mishra, the Inclusion Vertical Director at Connecting Dreams Foundation, brings 17 years of expertise in learning and design, talent management, and cognitive behavioral um, therapy. She is a dynamic leader with strong business sense who thrives in youth volunteer networks, technology enabled content, and mentor development for system led social initiatives. Dr. Mishra has made significant contributions to the government and corporate sector, with particular emphasis on social entrepreneurship and the localization of sustainable development goals. Devoted to empowering vulnerable LGBTQ community at the grassroots level, she promotes inclusive sustainable development and creates innovative employment and business models and receives recognition for her groundbreaking efforts. Our next speaker is Swara Thapa, who is the founder of Swaratna Foundation. She is the vice president at Transgender Wing, AAP Delhi State. We are proud to say that she is India's first trans DJ. In addition to this, she is the transgender right activist and event organizer. She is the owner at Sweet Moments Homemade Luxury Chocolate. Our next speaker is Chitwan Garg. Chitwan is the founder of Queer Education Initiative Foundation, which works on spreading queer education and awareness regarding the very existence of the community. Currently pursuing bachelor's in English honors, he is a writer and author of various publications, including An Indirect Proposal, Babita, and so on. So next, we have with us a budding sketch artist and a Business Adda Fellow of Connecting Dreams Foundation. He is a Transformation Fellow and a Business Adda Fellow under the Transformation Career Progression Fellowship Program. He started Artist Abode, an organization with seed capital from this program by CF. So our next speaker is Priyanka, who runs Connecting Mitra, and initiative that sells around 250 plus varieties of blended tea. And she is the Transformation Fellow and a Business Adda Fellow under CDF's flagship program. She started her venture on receiving seed capital money from CDF. So today we have the real opportunity to meet, interact, and to know more about the people from the community itself. So we'll delve into their journey, their challenges, their dreams, their plans, and entrepreneurial ventures. So, so starting with Dr. Simi Mishra, my question to Simi Mishra today is, Simi ma'am, we would like to know how did you conceive this idea of creating India's first fellowship program for trans people?
I guess her connection is gone.
Team to play Chitwan's video first. Chitwan, we would first like to know about your organization. What work is it currently doing? And through your efforts, what you are intending to achieve.
Okay. So hi everyone. Thank you, Narada, for the question. First, I'll just quickly cross-check if I'm clearly audible and visible as well. Uh, okay. So moving ahead, answering why queer education in India. Can you repeat a question once again, if this for the clarity?
Can we know about your organization and what you are intending to achieve through your organization's efforts?
Right, right. So my organization is basically Queer Education Initiative Foundation, which is apparently trying to work, I would say trying to work on creating awareness and in fact education and educate people without any biases, which is regardless of any biases. And that is something that we are really, proud of. And I think, as far as in my knowledge is there, I believe that there are a lot of organizations out there, who are basically again education oriented, etc. But there is always some sort of biasness that's there, right? So that is something that we are trying to tackle, and by that we are not trying to, create any barriers for any sort of education that a person might require, right? Considering we tried our best level just to, educate people for body anatomy, which is basically good and bad touch, and women empowerment, discrimination. Then we come to gender and sexuality, etc. There's something in, for the second part of the question, what I'm trying to achieve, what we are trying to achieve as an NGO.
Like as you mentioned about education in your initiatives, what do you think gives a section of society that was for the longest period of time was not given its due? It could be anyone, like I mentioned in the introduction, also like gender. It could be gender, it could be caste, it could be sexual orientation. If it is not given due, is it giving the access to education and most importantly the quality education that gives an equal just, or it is just a means of livelihood which places him in equal respect with others?
Okay. So basically, when we talk about the livelihood aspect, especially if I highlight the queer community, right, there's nearly to zero. Actually, there's nearly to zero accessibility and availability of services, or not even services, just basic human rights, or let's say what a person should has in their life. This which we try to say, roti kapda makan, right? Food, shelter, and clothes, which is there. I think when I talk about particularly about the queer community, there's a lot of people who are denied with that. But in the larger picture, there's a lot of people out there which just not includes queer community. People are there who are underprivileged, undercaste, and they are, just thrown out because of the caste barrier, etc. There are people, again, gender barrier is there. There is, people of again underprivileged people in the outskirts of a metropolitan city, etc., etc. So when it comes to livelihood, particularly, I think there is a lot to be done because livelihood, when you speak of, is something again very basic for a human, right? It is something which is very very personal, but at the same time, when not received, becomes political, right? So I think there is a lot to do, and not just for the community, but for a larger picture. But again, since my work here is for the community, I think I would like to highlight that as well. That for the community folks, there is nothing which is very much available as of now for the livelihood. And when I say that, I'm saying it for the majority of the people. I'm not saying I come from a privileged background. I'm not saying for myself. I'm saying for the people whom it fits for, right? So yeah, that's there.
So, Dr. Simima, I would like to understand your perspective on his understanding of livelihood and education. There is a trade-off between the two for the transgender community. So, what do you think about this?
I think I have a very different viewpoint. I think it's got nothing to do with which community. The access, affordability, and the way in which we can become a part of the main workforce, that is cutting across anybody, whether it is a transgender, whether it is a LGBTQ, whether it is a woman or a child from an underprivileged section. We are all humans first. So if we cannot afford education, or if we don't have access to information, or if we are not able to, even despite having access to information and education, we are not able to kind of actualize what we have gained, then in that case we are at a disadvantage. So I think education cuts across everything. It's got nothing to do with what your gender is, what your sexuality is, what your orientation is. But yes, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, because like you rightly said during the introduction, that most of them stop studying or going to formal educational institutes. Why? The reason is very simple. One is that either they are, facing bullying or crosstalk that is there, or are harassed in their educational institutes, whether it is a school or a college. The minute they come to know, everybody comes to know that you are not a binary person, this automatically kind of, starts. Even if the institute may have policies of having like non-discrimination policy, or having a policy that everybody will be treated well, there is no ragging, but still microaggression happens. So either your attendance will become low, or you will stop going to the college or to the school. And as a result, what will happen is that you automatically stop your education. And once the education stops, whether it, and typically this happens, when the child is at a, 15 plus age. And that means that, your high school leaving certification gets impacted. So most of the people will be either 10th class dropouts or 12th class dropouts. College tak to pahunche hi nahi. So as a result, what will happen is that when you are applying to the market for any kind of a job, you're automatically segregated that you cannot even apply. आपकी तो educational qualification ही नहीं match करती है, so we cannot consider you. So forget about the fact that you are from who you are. If your educational qualification is not of a certain level, you're automatically disadvantaged. And the same thing happens, when you go for higher studies. People who are 12th class dropouts, we know that, India has a very high literacy rate, and the job market opens only when you are a graduate plus some 2 or 3 years of experience. So how can you expect people who are undergraduates, who are, high school dropouts, how do you expect them to be a part of the job mainstreaming if that education has been snatched from them? And that is why there is a need not only to kind of put back people into education, but also kind of support them. What about, people who have left and are now, maybe 30 years or 40 years of age. Now at this stage, I cannot tell them that, please go back and do your high school. Then we will see whether I can support you for another 3 or 5 years till you become a graduate. By the time they finish their graduation, they will be 50 years of age. That is an unrealistic expectation, and therefore an alternative to that for livelihood is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship does not ask for caste, does not ask for creed, does not ask for gender identity, does not ask for educational qualification. All it asks for is that do you have the will to work hard, and can you kind of take the risk of setting up your own business? That's all.
Thank you, ma'am. That was very interesting. So I would like the backend team to play Rohan's video. सो रोहन, सबसे पहले मैं आपकी जो भी आपकी आर्टिस्ट बनने तक की जर्नी रही उसके बारे में जानना चाहूंगी। कैसे आपने एक बचपन में सपना देखा और वो कैसे आर्टिस्ट अबोर्ड तक पूरा हुआ। तो मैं थोड़ा सा आपकी जर्नी के बारे में समझना चाहती हूँ।
सो मुझे भी नहीं पता था बचपन में मैं कभी ऐसे इस फील्ड में आऊंगा या नहीं। वैसे तो मैं बचपन से ही आर्ट वर्क करता हूँ। करते 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 एक ऐसा टाइम आया था कि जब मुझे भी नहीं पता था मैं क्या करूँ क्या ना करूँ। तो मेरी 10th की एजुकेशन के बाद, सॉरी 9th की एजुकेशन के बाद कुछ ऐसी कंडीशंस आई थी जिससे मैं थोड़ा सा राह भटका था। उसमें मेरे को फैमिली बुलिंग, सोसाइटी बुलिंग, और साथ में मेरी थोड़ी सी गर्लिशनेस को देख के भी बहुत सारी चीजें मेरे को बुलिंग हुई थी उस टाइम पे। तो उसके बाद मैंने अपनी आर्ट की लाइन मैंने शुरू करी थी, बिकॉज मैंने सोचा कि जो मेरा सपना है उस सपने को मैं सच करना अब मुझे शुरू कर देना चाहिए। तो वहां से मैंने क्लासेस लेना शुरू करा था। उसके बाद से मैं नजरिया फाउंडेशन से जुड़ा था। नजर उस टाइम पे मुझे भी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं पता था आर्ट के बारे में। क्या हुआ, मैं नजरिया फाउंडेशन से जुड़ने के बाद मेरा कनेक्टिंग ड्रीम फाउंडेशन के जो फाउंडर है अमित सर, जिस उनसे मिलना हुआ। वहां से उन्होंने मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें बताई थी। वहां से उनसे मैं जाना पहचाना उनसे। साथ में फिर मैं कनेक्टिंग ड्रीम फाउंडेशन से जुड़ा। उसके बाद फिर मैं बिजनेस अड्डा से जुड़ा। तब जैसे सिमी मैम से मेरी मुलाकात हुई। तो सिमी मैम ने मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें समझाई। बहुत सारी चीजें मैं उनसे समझा, और थिंक वहां से मैं कह सकता हूँ कि मेरी आर्टिस्ट अबाउट की प्रॉपर जर्नी शुरू हुई थी। सो वहां से बिजनेस अड्डा मेरे जब से शुरू हुआ, तो तब से मेरी जर्नी शुरू है आर्टिस्ट अवार्ड की। अब जस्ट इस मेरी जर्नी में मुझे ये करना है कि जो कम्युनिटी की जितने भी पर्सन्स हैं उनको अपने आर्टिस्ट अवार्ड से जोड़ना है, जिनको बिल्कुल भी एक सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता कि कैसे करके अपने आर्ट आर्ट को शुरू करें। और फैमिली जैसे क्या होता है, फैमिली भी बिल्कुल भी सपोर्ट नहीं करती। तो आई जस्ट वांट कि वो सब मेरे साथ जुड़े और हम सब अच्छे से शुरू करें। बिकॉज कम्युनिटी के बारे में लोग सोचते हैं कि कुछ नहीं कर सकते, तो वी जस्ट वांट टू शो दैट सोसाइटी की लाइक हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं।
सो वेरी गुड रोहन। सो रोहन, इससे आगे मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि एज अ स्मॉल और नैनो एंटरप्रेन्योर के तौर पे आप अपने ऑर्डर्स की कंसिस्टेंसी कैसे इंश्योर करते हैं, जबकि मार्केट्स में और भी बहुत सारे आर्टिस्ट हैं जो कि ऐसी ही चीजें बनाते हैं। जब ऑर्डर्स रेगुलर नहीं रहते तो आप उस प्रॉब्लम्स का कैसे टैकल करते हैं?
वैसे तो मैम ये वाली प्रॉब्लम मेरे साथ अभी चल भी रही है बहुत ज्यादा। मैं एक्चुअली इस प्रॉब्लम को ऐसे करके थोड़ी सॉर्ट आउट करता हूँ। उस टाइम पे हमारी कनेक्शंस बड़े काम आते हैं। क्या होता है कि जैसे कि उस टाइम पे मुझे बिल्कुल भी स्टॉल्स नहीं मिलते, कुछ नहीं मिलता। मैं कमीशन वर्क के लिए अपने फ्रेंड्स को बोलता हूँ, कुछ अपने कनेक्शंस को बोलता हूँ कि प्लीज मेरी स्टोरी लगाइए ताकि मुझे वहां से ऑर्डर्स आए। मैं कुछ ग्रुप्स में शेयर करता हूँ। तो उस टाइम पे कनेक्शंस मेरे बहुत ज्यादा काम आते हैं। लाइक वन ऑफ द ग्रुप, जिस ग्रुप में मैं ऐड हुआ भी, तो वहां पे मैं अपने वर्क शेयर करता हूँ। वहां से मुझे अभी बीच में एक दो कमीशन वर्क आए, और कुछ कनेक्शन है वहां से वर्क आ जाते हैं। और मैं कुछ नई नई चीजें डिजाइन करता हूँ, तो वो चीजें मैं आगे और बोलता हूँ कि उसको प्लीज प्रमोट करें, तो वहां से भी मुझे ऑर्डर्स आ जाते हैं। और अभी जैसे और मैं न्यू प्लान्स पे भी वर्क करता रहता हूँ, तो वे भी शेयर करता रहता हूँ मैं चीजें। और अभी मतलब बीच में जो मेरे को गैप पड़ता है वो मेरे स्पेशली कमीशन वर्क से बहुत ज्यादा फिल होते हैं। बिकॉज मोस्टली पीपल क्या बोलते हैं, पोर्ट्रेट्स को बड़ा पसंद करते हैं खुद के। तो पोर्ट्रेट्स में मेरी फुलफिल कर देता है चीजें बीच में जो मेरे को गैप पड़ता है।
अम, आपने कभी अपने बिजनेस को पार्टनरशिप के तौर से आगे बढ़ाने का सोचा है? इसमें आप काम करना चाहते हैं, या फिर कम्युनिटी से अलावा किसी के अगर आपको पार्टनरशिप ऑफर की जाती है तो क्या आप उसको एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए तैयार होंगे?
अ, अभी तो वैसे तो मैंने इसके बारे में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं सोचा, बट लेकिन अभी जस्ट मैंने कुछ टाइम पहले ही मैंने पार्टनरशिप में थोड़ा वर्क शुरू करा है रुपेश के साथ। तो रुपेश मेरा फ्रेंड है। इसने भी जस्ट जैसे मैंने अपना मोटिव बताया, उस मोटिव्स को ही मैंने देखते हुए रुपेश के साथ पार्टनरशिप करी। कि इसको भी बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स चल रही थी, बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो रखी थी इसके साथ भी। इसको पता नहीं था कैसे आगे जाना है। तो जस्ट मैंने इसको समझाया कि ऐसे ऐसे करके चलना है, ऐसे ऐसे करके चीजें करनी है। तो थिंक इसको भी थोड़ा थोड़ी चीजें पता चली और इसने करा। और थिंक अब इसका पहले का जो वर्क है और अब के वर्क में बहुत ज्यादा अंतर भी है। अभी जिस मेरा इन्हीं के साथ है। और लाइक मुझे कभी बाहर से कभी कम्युनिटी के अलावा कहीं से ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी मतलब लगी नहीं कि मैं करूँ किसी के साथ मतलब अच्छे से पार्टनरशिप। और रुपेश, तुम बताओ थोड़ा अपने बारे में।
हेलो, मेरा नाम रुपेश है। मैं रोहन से 2022 में मिला था नज़रिया में। नज़रिया से उतना मुझे आर्ट में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था। धीरे-धीरे फिर हम सीडीएफ में मिलने लगे, सीडीएफ में रेगुलर क्लासेस करने लगे। फिर एक बार सीडीएफ से ही हमें स्टॉल्स मिली माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में। तब हमारा थोड़ा-सा ऐसे ही था, मेरा भी उतना मतलब इतनी फैली हुई नहीं थी आर्ट। फिर उसके बाद रोहन से मिला, रोहन के से कनेक्शन हुआ, तब से मैं रोहन के साथ आने लगा। तो उसके बाद मेरी स्केचिंग भी अच्छी नहीं थी। रोहन ने जो मेरे डाउट थे वो सारे क्लियर करे कि मतलब ये चीज करो, उससे आगे तुम्हारी आर्ट इम्प्रूव होगी। और अभी स्केचिंग इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, बट मैं डॉटेड आर्ट एंड मंडाला आर्ट करता हूँ। सो दैट्स
Um, thank you. So, Dr. Simi, I would like to know more about this sketch art business since there are already people working in this area. How do you think a budding or a nano entrepreneur can survive despite having a genuine interest and a talent to work in this? What sort of support can be provided for such a product? And as people will purchase for courtesy or for once or twice, but to sustain for long, what does it need actually?
So again, I think Anuradha, very nice question, very well thought of. So challenges, I think both Rohan and Rupesh kind of talked about the fact that they are not only kind of doing their art, but they're also kind of selling, and through the sales that they make, they are also kind of learning. So I think big congratulations दोनों लोगों को कि इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद भी इतना वो हिम्मत रखते हैं कि वो पैसे जो भी इनके कमीशन आर्ट से मिलते हैं दे आर पुटिंग इट बैक इनटू देयर लर्निंग. आई थिंक वो रिकग्नाइज करते हैं कि लर्निंग इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. So as they learn, as they kind of move ahead, they will actually also refine. So that is one thing that is there. Always keep learning, always keep innovating, always keep experimenting. मालूम नहीं कल क्या कहाँ पे किसको पसंद आ जाए. So you have to kind of keep diversifying and learning. But इतना भी diversify नहीं कर लेना चाहिए that like in the end अपनी identity को आप lose कर सके. राइट क्योंकि एक रोहन एक रुपेश आर्टिस्ट अबोर्ड की अपनी आइडेंटिटी है कि वो कौन है. One is of course that yes they are LGBTQ led people, so business जो सा है LGBTQ led है तो definitely like opportunities जो आती रहती हैं which connecting dreams also keeps giving is that like okay Microsoft ने कभी कुछ किया या फिर like some organization has come through, HSBC ने इनको बुलाया, इनके आर्ट की स्टॉल्स लगाए, इनके एग्जीबिशंस हुए, इनको अवार्ड्स मिले हैं. तो दैट मीन्स टैलेंट इज देयर एंड टैलेंट इज बीइंग रिकग्नाइज्ड. बट इसमें थोड़ा सा संयम, थोड़ा सा पेशेंस भी रखना पड़ता है बिकॉज इट्स नॉट एवरीथिंग विल हैपन इन वन डे. But definitely, I'm sure that if Rohan and Rupesh look back 6 months back, वो किस स्टेज पे थे और अब किस स्टेज पे हैं, तो कुछ तो इम्प्रूवमेंट खुद को भी दिखता है, राइट? तो एक तो ये चीज थी. दूसरा टू से दैट लाइक इतने सारे और लोग भी हैं तो हम अपने आप को कैसे डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं. सो आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट थिंग दैट इज देयर इज दैट लाइक यू बिलोंग टू अ कम्युनिटी और आपकी कम्युनिटी को आप रिप्रेजेंट करते हो, तो वो झलक कहीं ना कहीं आपके आर्ट में भी आनी चाहिए. जो कमीशन वर्क है उसमें डेफिनेटली आई वुड से दैट लाइक इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, या फिर बहुत ही कम पॉसिबिलिटी रहती है कि आप एक रेनबो या मल्टीपल कलर्स या जो अपनी कम्युनिटी है उसको दिखा सके. बिकॉज कमीशन आर्ट इज लाइक व्हाट द बायर वांट्स, यू आर काइंड ऑफ लाइक क्रिएटिंग दैट कमीशन अपने आर्ट के जरिए से. जो उनके मन में है, उनका विजन है, वो आप क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो पोर्ट्रेट हो चाहे वो कुछ भी हो. सो देयर विद दैट स्कोप इज नॉट देयर. बट जो अपने मन से बनाई गई गैलरी ऑफ आर्ट्स है या आर्ट वर्क्स है, उसमें डेफिनेटली समवेयर इट शुड काइंड ऑफ कम आउट कि आपकी छवि, आपकी यूनिक आइडेंटिटी शुड बी देयर. सेकेंड थिंग दैट आई फील इज दैट लाइक व्हेन यू आर सेलिंग, जैसे आपने बताया कि आप बहुत सारे इंस्टा या कहीं और से भी कोलैब्स करते हो, इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को भी साथ में लेके आते हो और वो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स फिर आगे जाके अपने इंस्टा हैंडल से या कहीं पे भी और they kind of like go out. So networking, चाहे वो virtual हो चाहे वो real life में हो, बहुत 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 important है. मतलब I cannot emphasize कि कितना important है. जितने लोग आपका आर्ट देखेंगे उतने ही लोग आपकी मतलब वर्क को पहचानेंगे, उतना ही आप आगे जाएंगे. मे बी एट दैट टाइम दे विल नॉट बाई everything, but slowly and slowly, as you kind of like keep going forward, you would realize that like art is something that sells very well, सबके मन को छूता है. But yes, एक अपनी छवि होना भी बहुत सब जरूरी है, right? So with that, I think Anuradha, I suppose I have answered your question. Anuradha, you're on mute.
Thank you, ma'am. So do we have another speaker with us? Dr.
Yes, we
Herbert?
have Swara and we also have Dr. Herbert, who's joining us all the way
Ma'am, you are
from.
not audible.
Okay. Now, am I audible?
No, you are not audible, ma'am.
Now, am I audible?
So, ma'am, I'm sorry to cut in between, Anuradha. I think there's a lag in your space because ma'am की
Dr.
आवाज.
Herbert, may I request you to switch on your camera if you can?
Dr. Herbert has actually kind of joined us all the way from South Africa, and he saw the first session and he said that I
No,
want to kind
not
of come in.
audible, ma'am.
So
You are
yeah,
not
so
audible.
that's so nice of you.
So-
Very warm welcome, Dr. Herbert.
So let me
Thank you
introduce
for
Dr.
joining.
Herbert.
Yes.
So Dr. Herbert Mandla, Group CEO of Total Business Global Training Executive and Executive Director of Jordan Touch Communication, is a public motivational speaker, serial entrepreneur, leadership and life coach, author, counselor, passionate about writing and public speaking, a consultant and a module, and a trainer manual developer. He's passionate about orphans and vulnerable children and youth empowerment. Welcome, sir.
I think Anuradha, his audio is still coming on. I don't see the microphone.
Can I request the backend team to play Priyanka's video?
Yash from the backend team, can you please play Priyanka's video?
Priyanka, we would like to know about your product and its journey. आपने अपने प्रोडक्ट की कैसे शुरुआत करी, आपको कहाँ से इस चीज का आइडिया आया, तो आप हमें इसको थोड़ा सा विस्तार के रूप में बताएं.
ओके, थैंक यू मैम फॉर दिस. मैम जैसे बेसिकली ये प्रोडक्ट जो जर्नी मेरी स्टार्टिंग में बाय मिस्टेक से बताओ तो मतलब मेरे इन्वेशन हुआ ये प्रोडक्ट का. जैसे कि मेरे पापा ने एक बार मुझे ऑर्डर करी थी चाय बनाने के लिए, तो बाय मिस्टेक चाय में क्या हुआ, मुझे पेड़े गिर गए. तब से मतलब मेरे दिमाग में आइडिया आया कि जब पेड़े की चाय बन सकती है तो फिर ना और भी आइटम्स होते हैं जैसे जलेबी, लड्डू, इन सब की भी चाय बनेगी. तो देन आई डिस्कवर दी like this tea, and now currently I have 250 plus varieties of tea like lemon tea, green tea, black tea, yellow tea, chili tea, etc. and many more.
So we need more description of your product, जैसे कि रेंज और प्रोडक्ट टाइप्स आपके क्या क्या हैं, अगर हम इसके बारे में जानना चाहें.
कि मैम मेरे पास में जो टी है प्रायकारी
प्रियंका, यू आर ऑन म्यूट.
स्पेशली बोला जाए तो मेरे पास बेसिकली दो प्रकार की चाय है. एक होती है ब्लेंडेड एंड सेकेंडरी इज ब्लेंड हैंड क्राफ्टेड टी. जो आपकी ब्लेंडेड टी होती है, मैं आपको दिखा सकती हूँ यहाँ पर। आप जैसे कि ये देख सकते हो कि ये ब्लैक टी है। इस इसको बोला जाता है ब्लेंडेड टी। इसमें अगर आप चाहे तो आप इलायची ऐड करा सकते हो, कुछ भी आपके जैसे मसाला होती है इसे लेमन ग्रास लाइक दिस। एंड सेकेंडरी वन यू मे से this one is natural tea, which is directly in a form of nature, handcrafted, which we selected from flowers, yeah, vegetables, yeah, fruits, and dry up and mix with my formulas. And these ranges are starting from, you may say, 500 to 25,000.
So, Priyanka, since there are so many products, varieties, brands already there in the market, what is the uniqueness about your product?
Actually, there is nothing uniqueness, but in my tea there is a hidden of held over secret. Like if you want to glow your skin, I can recommend you rose tea. And if your pressure is high, then I recommend you blue tea. And for your hair also, I recommend hibiscus tea. Like this, all the teas by I have already 250 plus varieties, and all are included with health benefits, not with healthy or loss, because I care for your health. It is said now, jab health is your wealth, so that I recommend my tea. And this is the मतलब क्या power of my tea.
So, is there any significant challenge that you face with respect to this product and also regard to your gender identity that you have?
Yes, actually, in studying I have faced so much challenges, but now I'm clearing my challenges step by step. First of all, I have facing my gender identity due to people abuse me about my transgender identity, that आप क्या हो क्या नहीं हो, like this all that only that. And secondary challenges is to challenge in marketing, to how to handle and how to sell products, where to sell. This all is a big challenge. And third one is to get the or food license authority. It is not getting easily.
I would now want to request Swara for this. Swara, since you are from community itself, we would like to know कि आप क्या advice प्रियंका को देंगी to secure her livelihood through this business? और क्या community कभी भी एक can the community advance the support uh, to this initiative because you are such a great network? Swara, you are on mute. Swara, you are on mute.
Okay, sorry. I'm audible now, na? Audible? Okay, fine. Um, I do believe in like financial independency. So though I see these kids and these fellows, though I feel so happy that they are doing at least a step to take their business ideas, business mind forward. Like my advice to Priyanka would be like ki, to label to make the brand, like if she is selling such a good product in a good range. Actually if say said ki 500 to 50 like in around 25,000 she have the range. So I just being a being a pastry person, so I just want to tell her ki at least advertise it in a good platform. Actually, Indian society, yeah, queer community society actually don't have that much of level to drink such an expensive things. जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, आई हैव ट्राइड प्रियंका के आइटम ऑल्सो. तो सभी महंगा है ऐसा नहीं है, बट इफ सी हैव good product in a good range, तो she should marketized in a good way, एकदम branding way में उनको करना होगा. There is no अभी तो इतना वो भी नहीं है कि there is a discrimination being a trans entrepreneur or queer entrepreneur or a woman or a man. So brand matters, like how you take on, like there are various platforms also. Last year we if you know or not, there is a Shark Tank India. There is so many platform also. There are so many platforms. There was one of my friends product, Be Unique, एंड हमारी लक्ष्मी माँ की प्रोडक्ट भी गई हुई थी. ऑल्दो दे डिडंट गेट फाइनेंस, बट ये होता है ना, एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है, तो ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म में ट्राई करना चाहिए. तो इवन प्रियंका इज फ्रॉम मित्र ट्रस्ट, लाइक शी इज देयर. तो रुद्रानी मैम itself is a brand. I think she don't need any introduction and any publicity, where she stand itself like crowd stand. तो एटलीस्ट मिलके थोड़ा अच्छा करना चाहिए. लास्ट टाइम ऑल्सो व्हेन आई मेट टू मॉम, रुद्रानी मम्मी, तो आई डिड टॉक अबाउट हाउ बिजनेस ऑल्सो, कि हाउ इट इज गोइंग, एंड वी आर ऑल्सो प्लानिंग टू रन आवर चॉकलेट एंड थिंग्स इन अ वेरी बेटर वे दिस ईयर. तो हम भी प्लान ही कर रहे हैं, बट आफ्टर ऑल द थिंग्स इज थोड़ा हमें फाइनेंशियल वो नहीं मिलती, सपोर्ट नहीं मिलती, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी वी आर आउट ऑफ, लाइक हम पेरेंट्स की कांटेक्ट से बाहर है, सोसाइटी की कांटेक्ट से बाहर है. थोड़ा मुश्किल तो होती है, बट जहाँ मुश्किल नहीं तो फिर वहां पे थोड़ा काम करना भी वो मजा नहीं आता ना. तो थोड़ा चैलेंजेस जहाँ पे हो, जहाँ तुम चैलेंजेस के साथ सक्सेस होगे, तो दैट विल बी द इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी. और तुम चैलेंजेस के साथ सक्सेस, लाइक विदाउट चैलेंज इफ यू सक्सीड, तो दैट इज नॉट द स्टोरी टू बी हियर्ड. तो आई जस्ट फील कि एक ब्रांडिंग करो, थोड़ा मार्केटाइज करो, थोड़ा सबके साथ लिंक बनाओ. सब अपार्ट फ्रॉम मित्रडस एंड CDF, आई डोंट थिंक कि Priyanka itself is like going everywhere. So I just want to tell you, Priyanka, you are a entrepreneur, you are a businesswoman. So I'd like to suggest you go to everywhere where there is a possibilities to go to marketize your products and explore yourself at least.
Thank you, Swara. So now we would like the backend team to play Swara's video.
Don't do.
I would like to request the backend team to play the video again. Yeah,
It was
because it
good.
is a nice.
But you didn't send me. It was good video editing.
So Swara, welcome. So we would first like to know how. We would first like to know about your journey as a trans DJ. How did you reach there? And also about your organization, Swarma Foundation. What are the vision, mission, and the goals of your organization that you are like in journey of?
Okay, thank you so much, Anuradha, and thank you so much, CDF, Simi ma'am, Amit sir, and all the fellows that you gave me this platform to be a speaker. So, at first, तो sorry I lately joined because मेरे फोन से नहीं हो रही थी तो टैब में आना पड़ा और उसमें ना ओपन नहीं हो पा रही थी. बट जो लेट भी होता है तो अच्छी बात है, अच्छी चीज के लिए होता है. बस आई वाज लिसनिंग ऑल द fellows, Rohan and Priyanka, Chitwan also. So I was listening from phone only. So about my journey to be DJ, I was just first wanna like talk about that. I'm not so much succeed to be like called a renowned DJ, but I'm so happy that I was announced to be a first trans drag DJ of India. Actually, it is the proud moment to be called first. When I was in a seminar, a very famous um, trans activist, one of my friend, so she said कि it's not necessary to be first, but at least you should be in good. But I do feel like कि first होना सबसे एक achievement की बात है कि कोई announce भी करता है तो like she is the first trans DJ. And like when I was like at the Goa, Bangalore, अभी recently to the event, एक crowd की वो रिस्पॉन्स अलग होती है कि ओहो ये भी चीज है और ये पहले ऐसे बने हुए हैं. तो that is the honor part. And mostly about being DJ, why I choose this career, I'm still not fixed what I wanted to be actually. And I never thought of being entrepreneur, never thought of being social activist, never thought of being DJ. um, just I like my personality is to be a nice human being. After all this discrimination and all told कि no, you are like different from the society's people and all, so I decided to be the best one among them also. कि किसी की बात बहुत अच्छी लगी थी कि देश और समाज को आगे कौन कैसा लड़का है, लड़की है, या कोई ट्रांसजेंडर है, या कोई क्वेयर पीपुल है, वो देखने से अच्छा देश और समाज को ये देखना चाहिए कि आगे वाला इंसान कितना अच्छा है, या वो इंसान देश के लिए और समाज के लिए क्या कर सकता है. तो दैट इज द मोस्ट नीडेड पार्ट. तो लाइक हम जाते थे, लाइक मैं तो इवेंट लाइन से बिलोंग करती हूँ, पेस्ट्री से, फैशन एंड ऑल. तो हमें तो इजी होता है क्लब वगैरह जाने में. बट देयर इज अ वेरी सैड स्टोरी ऑफ माय वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड. लाइक इट वाज हर बर्थडे. लाइक she dress up and go to some CP's club. But more than like she usually said कि more than 15 to 16 club ये घूमने के बाद भी उन लोगों को एंट्री नहीं मिली. एंड लाइक बर्थडे के दिन तो ऐसा होता है ना कि मतलब इट इज द आवर डे ओनली. लाइक if like my birthday is that day is only of mine. I want to just celebrate. I want to just go anywhere, any places which I feel good. तो उन्होंने सुनाया तो मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा. लाइक शी कॉल्ड मी कि ऐसे ऐसे हुआ. लाइक आई वाज वर्किंग ओनली. तो ऐसे ऐसे हुआ, हमें जाने नहीं दिया, कैन आई कम टू योर प्लेस टू केक कट. तो लिटरली वो मोमेंट बहुत मतलब इमोशनल था. मैंने बुला लिया, बट जैसे उन्होंने आगे बताया, फन करते करते बताया, बट मेरे दिल में लग गए ना, दिस शुड नॉट बी डन. इवेंचुअली अभी भी हम बहुत उसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे कॉन्टेक्ट है, आप लोगों को पता भी होगा. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे अच्छे क्लब्स में एंट्री नहीं होती, आज भी नहीं होती. इट्स नॉट बिकमिंग फर्स्ट डीजे एंड इट्स अलाउड इट. बट I just want to change that. Like I want to that break that stereotype ki it's not good being a human being. If like we on it's like it's our fundamental rights also ki if we are owning, we want like to spend that money. Like we have rights to choose good places, good right to wear some good clothes and all. बहुत चीजों में मैंने अभी रिसेंटली भी किसी की मुझे कोई बता रहा था मॉल में भी छेड़ने नहीं दे रहे. तो ये इट्स अ वायलेशन ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट ऑल्सो. आफ्टर ऑल वी आर ऑल्सो द ह्यूमन. तो थोड़ा इसी चीज को चेंज कराने के प्रोसेस में मेरी डीजे की जर्नी थी. देन अभी तो प्लानिंग में ही है. वी आर प्लानिंग ऑल्सो टू ओपन नाइट क्लब और रेस्टोरेंट टाइप का वेयर एवरीवन कैन कम, एवरीवन कैन एंजॉय. अभी हमारी प्लानिंग में ही है स्टोरी उसमें. Then after being DJ, just CDF helped me with the things कि नहीं आप सीखो, they help me financially also कि आपको सीखना चाहिए, ये चीज बहुत यूनिक होगा, आपको इवेंट वगैरह में भी इनविटेशन मिलेगा. तो रिसेंटली आई एम डूइंग अभी तो कम्युनिटीज इवेंट एंड आई एम गेटिंग वेल पेड ऑल्सो. दैट इज द वेरी नाइस पार्ट. देन after coming in my NGO, my Swaratma Foundation, it is only the name of Simi ma'am. I still think मुझे नहीं पता थे, मुझे basically having Nepali as a native language. I don't know the Swaratma क्या होता है ऐसे वैसे. So when Simi ma'am told me for the first time, you should go with this name Swaratma Foundation. I never believe कि अभी तक भी शायद ही किसी ने अपने नाम पे कोई फाउंडेशन चला रहे होंगे. फिर बाद में बोलती मैं स्वरा थापा हूँ और मेरा स्वरात्मा फाउंडेशन है. तो बड़े सब मतलब एकदम उत्साहित, एकदम जिज्ञासापूर्ण देखते हैं कि ओके हाँ दिस कैन बी. तो आई एम सो हैप्पी फॉर दैट ऑल्सो. एंड from last 2 years we are doing the project with this transformation project and business data with Simi ma'am and CDF. Like it's a very good platform. Many comes, many goes. Also, there are many NGOs which comes, who join, and all. Like one of the bestest thing about the about connecting CDF is like कि you got a real parents and like about the home also कि हाँ वो लोग सभी चीज में खड़े हैं हमारे लिए. नॉट ओनली फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट दैट यू रन एंड यू प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होने के बाद आप लोग चले जाओ, या ये नहीं है. आफ्टर ऑल कुछ भी छोटे से छोटे चीज को लेके बड़े से बड़े चीज में दे गॉट इन्वॉल्व. They call us, they celebrate with us. That is the best part of CDF as a being organization, as a being mother organization that supports children. I have never seen, I have worked with many organizations. From last 10 years, I'm working with my community people. I have seen many organizations that only come for their projects only to so they have done good things to spend budget. So that is not only the part of CDF. CDF is a parental organization who take care of us like a children, like their own children. So we feel so happy to be part of this. आगे भी हमने सोचा है बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम कनेक्टिंग ड्रीम्स फाउंडेशन के साथ में हम ईयरली करेंगे. तो दैट इज द मोस्ट गुड थिंग. एंड अबाउट द journey and about the happiness to be the part of community is कि when you got many more messages in the morning, good morning ma'am, how are you, we are doing very well in our field. So that is the most happiest thing that I got and be proud of. Like कि yes, I am a trans activist. वो मैसेज जो आती है सुबह सुबह, गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, लाइक हम अच्छे कर रहे हैं, आप कैसे हो. तो आई डू फील कि लाइक एट अ टाइम देयर वाज नो पेरेंट सपोर्ट आल्सो टू मी कि नहीं अब हम कोई ऐसे रिश्ते नहीं रखते. बट अब यही मेरे पेरेंट्स है, यही बच्चे मेरे पेरेंट्स है, इनसे ही सेलिब्रेशन होती है. दो से ज्यादा शायद ही मेरे बच्चे ही कनेक्टिंग में होंगे. इन अराउंड लाइक 2 to 3 बैच वी हैव डन एंड अब आगे भी कर रहे हैं. तो यही बच्चे एज एन फैमिली पार्ट बन जाते हैं. When they are coming on my birthdays, on a New Year celebration, on everything, like they are wishing. So this is the very good idea of connecting each and every one together. And CDF is successful on this, not naming only a CDF connecting. Like you guys really have connected us in a family, so that like we are celebrating each and personal moment with also our student, with also the friendship that we got from the classes that runs in CDF. So that is the best part. So I feel so happy to be the part of this social cause of. Anything to add more?
So thank you, Swara. So my last question and the concluding question is from Dr. Simi Mishra. Simi ma'am, since you have started this fellowship program, it is India's first fellowship program for the transgender community. I would like to know about the major challenges that we face in terms of securing funding, especially for this Business Adda program finding the genuine beneficiary, having the right entrepreneurial view and the right set of people to actually bring this idea to the inception. So we would like to know more on that.
Absolutely, Anuradha. So thanks for asking this very pertinent question. It's a very important question because everybody sees the project only once it is being implemented, or we see some success stories. Like, Swara has been one of them, Chitwan, Rohan, Rupesh, Priyanka. All of these are people who've been successful. But behind every success, there is a lot of turmoil and a lot of effort that kind of goes in, which nobody sees. So let me start with you asked about, like how do you get the funding for it? So first of all, whenever we go to and we do our work very, very transparently with so many multinational companies are there. But whenever we go for funding, the first question that we are asked is, "Acha, kitna ka placement ho jayega? Can you guarantee 70 to 80% placement?" Tell me something, can any job portal, even Naukri.com, will never guarantee 60, 70, 80, 90% placement. When you register your resume, do you get a guarantee from them? Never. So this question is very unrealistic, even in the real world. So to come to think of the fact that if you're looking for placement in the jobs, in the employability section, there are so many things. It's almost like a marriage that, like वो सारे गुण मिलने चाहिए तभी जाके वो जन्म पत्री कहीं पे मैच होती है. So something similar happens over here also. You have to see the skills, you have to see the qualification, you have to see the interview process. Once the interview process is done, then you have to see that, what are the benefits you're getting. Many organizations will say that, yes, you can come, but then you cannot come with a trans identity. Or we've never kind of, employed any LGBTQ before. So we will just treat you flat way. So in those situations, then it is not a real matchmaking that is happening there. And eventually what happens is that people after 2 or 3 months, they find the organization hostile, not understanding, and there may be several incidents that may happen. So therefore, I think one biggest challenge is that, wherever you are placing the people, you should also make sure that, the placement or the organization is ready to receive. Not only ready to receive, but was also ready to bring that culture throughout the life of that person. So employees and employees who are from a different gender identity should be kept engaged in the entire life cycle once they join a system. Now, coming to the second thing we were talking about, like how do we kind of get CSR funding, etc. It's very difficult because without any outcome that we promise, very few people will take that risk. They'll be like, if you cannot do 70% skill development and placement, then we cannot fund. Okay, because I cannot kind of, guarantee that. Secondly, when it comes to entrepreneurial journey, we have been very, very successful and happy that HSBC has kind of, forwarded and funded us for 2 years. And with their help, we could kind of, set up the first incubator of, like for LGBTQ. More and more organizations are coming up. But again, when you're talking to everybody, you would realize that nobody knows that for success, that will they be able to be successful in whatever they're doing. Priyanka may have 250 varieties of tea, but does it mean that she will be able to make, like even 2,500 rupees per day? There is no guarantee. No guarantee ever. For any business, there is always a risk. There is always a question mark that is there. So for organizations to submit and say that, okay, we will fund you for even 10 entrepreneurs, it's a big thing. It's a very big, it's a leap of faith. It's a leap of trust. It's a leap of, like saying that everything that you do, I believe that you will do it for the best. Right? So I'm hugely grateful for those who have placed that trust in CDF to bring that out. And to our credit, I think, Anuradha, I'm very, very happy to say that we started in 2019. Today it is 2024. We have brought out India's first, like career progression transformation program, where what we are saying is किसी को हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं and किसी को भी ऐसा नहीं है कि हम बिल्कुल कुछ चांद सितारे प्रॉमिस कर रहे हैं. All we are saying is that whatever you're doing, you will go forward one step. अब वो 1 स्टेप्स को आप 4 बारी रिपीट करोगे तो वो 4 स्टेप्स है, 1 स्टेप को आप 1 स्टेप छोड़ के कहीं और चले जाएंगे, दैट इज ऑल्सो योर डिसीजन. You want to come back, the house is always open. So we've got programs at all levels. We've also got programs for people who are graduates, and Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai mein, we are running India's first management program for transgenders. Imagine, like when you think about transgenders, the visual image that everybody generally picks up is the fact that, like, okay, a transgender is a person who does badhai toli or will go, begging on the red light. उसके अलावा कोई इमेज आती नहीं है. But imagine if you walk in today to Asian Paints or to, like Roop Motors, or if you kind of, go to Godrej Properties, you will see trans persons who have graduated from our program sitting over there, making management decisions, doing work that they are destined to do, trained to do. This is such a big thing. Imagine that, I'm not saying that, those 15 or 20 people that we train every year, they have made an achievement, but every person who meets them goes away with a different perception, and that will break so many biases, so many stereotypes. Right? Now, 10 people that we have supported through the entrepreneurial journey, I think, again, it's like saying that, yes, they're all struggling. We will all continue to struggle maybe for even another 5 years. But every step that we take in the right direction, we feel more positive. We feel more good. We may come back and say that, अच्छा नहीं, ये China 250 varieties नहीं चाहिए थी. मुझे सिर्फ 25 पे ही focus करना है. We might come back and say, like what Swara said, that she did not have an idea that she will become a social activist or a drag DJ artist or will become, like an entrepreneur. वो idea change होते रहते हैं, but target is always there that I will become an entrepreneur someday or the other. Chitwan, for example, has got a very, very focused thing, and luckily for him, it's working out. So Chitwan is very lucky. He doesn't have to experiment, but even within his like work, I see him so many times coming and saying that, okay, gender sensitization kar liya, now what else can we do? Right? So they are also always thinking. So there is no clean-cut answer that is there, Anuradha, but challenges are many. I think the only thing that will keep us going forward is determination. कि हमें कुछ बदलाव लेके आना है, and not only bring the change for in your life, but also in maybe 5 other people's life. That much is enough. Right?
Thank you, ma'am, for this. Chitwan, I have just 2-3 minutes left. Would you like to say something on this?
Okay. Thank you, Anuradha. I really very much agree with what Simi Mishra ma'am said as well. And I think we do have, such talks oftenly with Simi ma'am. Okay, there is a lot of, community folks out there from the community. Right now, I'll talk about the community only because, again, it's queer-centric topic right now. So there are a lot of times we are like, okay, there's a lot of people. Okay, we are doing a lot of things for them. Where we are lagging. Are we sure that what we are delivering is actually matching what they want from us as well? That's a question that we as organizations genuinely question ourselves a lot of times. We are like, okay, do they even need gender sensitization program? Do they even need that job that we are trying to give to them? Right? There's a lot of discrepancies. There's a lot of there's a lot of times there's a conflict within your own mind. Okay, are you sure? What are you doing? Are we sure that what we are serving to them is what is exactly what they are looking for as well? But at the end of the very day, I think we as an individuals get to understand this better and better only after experimenting. For sure, we people right now over here, me, Simam, etc., every Swara, Priyanka, Rohan, you, every individual, not even just square person, every individual, हम यहाँ बैठे हैं after doing some experimentations, after doing some experiments कि हाँ, for example, प्रियंका ने अगर 250 टी की फ्लेवर्स है तो for sure ऐसा तो नहीं होगा उन्होंने 250 से ज़्यादा ट्राई नहीं करे होंगे. ठीक है. सिमिलरली हमने अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बहुत ट्राई करे, कुछ कहीं और, कभी कुछ और, कभी नए आइडियाज, कोई और आइडियाज. एवरी पर्सन फॉर वट एवर वर्क दे आर डूइंग, हम एक्सपेरिमेंट करते रहते हैं. सो आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग जो हमें वी शुड कीप गोइंग ऑन विद दैट. we should not never genuinely we should never stop with experimenting ourselves. And why? Because experimenting actually questions us. It's like a self question that we ask from us, okay, can we go ahead, can we move forward with this? Okay, let's try one more time. I think every one of us must understand this one thing, whether or not, whatever identity, whatever we are as individuals, that the only way out is to just continue to go for it, right? The moment you will stop, it's done. Nobody can do anything about it. If I have zero motivation, nobody in this room of 6 to 7 people can actually make me, okay, Chetan, you can do it, you can do it, until unless I have the basic zeal to do it, right? So I think that's very important, and I think we do good genuinely, because as far as I can see the growth of all of us right now over here, I think we're doing really good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
So,
Chitwan. So
Anuradha,
now I
can
would
I
like to
just
conclude
add
by saying
one more
that
thing?
uh,
Yeah.
so when we look at somebody's personal journey, like it's an eye-opening scenario for us. There's a shift in perspective, like our the identification, like our gender identity to which is either this or that, like it has diluted to an extent. So I wish all the entrepreneurs best of luck, and keep going. Like there's a strong determination that is needed, and you have that. Entrepreneurship is not an easy journey. So that is why, and it's equally interesting to listen to Simi ma'am also, the ground challenges that she was talking about regarding funding and making, collaboration with CSR partners. So all those things are still there, but we have to move ahead. That is the only option that we have right now, is to just move ahead. So thank you everyone for joining, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.